This morning, I'll focus on 5 areas on your screen. If you can see, I'll focus on business dressing, then business conduct, business communication, business visits, and number 5, business ethics. So let's start with your appearance, because the first thing about you is how you look before others. The first thing when people want to do business with you, they come in touch with you. People come in touch with you before they get to know your business. You are the representation of your business. Trust me, even for me as a pastor, as a speaker, as a trainer, as a teacher, there is a way I would dress and I put off the audience. Most men in business dress in conservative colors. And even for ladies, I'll request you, when you're dealing with business, when you're in business, avoid too many colors. If you can do 2 colors, you are good to go. Secondly, be clean and neat. Ironing your clothes matter. Looking good matters. People have a tendency of trusting someone who is neat. Groom your face. Keep your hair neat, your nails neat, and your hair neat. Trust me, a lot of people will judge you just by the fact that you can groom yourself. You would rather not shave at all, rather than look like you didn't shave because you didn't get time. Your dress code is the first interaction with the customer. Number 2, business conduct. Number 1, smile. Why should we smile? Remember, it's not just the mouth. Your attitude is seen even on your foreface. By the way, you may think they're people with natural smiles. We smile by purpose. Number 2, acknowledge everyone. Some people have a tendency of acknowledging the main customer. Every time you get into a business transaction, everybody who arrives at your shop, in your office, acknowledge them. If people come to your office and you're typing or picking a phone, you'd rather tell the person on the phone, just a moment, and tell this person, welcome, or signal them, gesturate, let them know they are received. Keep handshakes formal. Don't shake too light, and don't shake too hard. Have you ever greeted someone? The way they gave you a handshake, your fingers were paining. They pressed you too hard. Or you greeted someone, and then it's like they were just passing through. You didn't feel the touch, and it's very common with teenagers these days. Your body language needs to be composed. Don't look nervous. When you're composed, you look like you're in control. Now, keep your language formal. There are some words you should not use in a business transaction. Respect personal space. Have you ever been in an atmosphere where you are having a formal transaction and somebody came into your personal space and you got uncomfortable? Morevi Gary gives us a personal experience. Thank you, Morevi, for opening up. Sure, I texted on Sunday a follow-up on a plot purchase. And maybe you realize later the text, maybe you used emojis. Never use emojis for a business transaction. Jackie Mukara is also opening up. Thank you, Jackie, for opening up. I think I spoke too much. She looks back and realizes there's a market she lost. And the best thing is that here we are exchanging ideas. Keep your workspace clean. It sends a message you are organized. Usually there is so much business lost simply because your desk is full of papers. Catherine Kahoro says, must keep 4 to 12 feet for your personal space. And I think that's a very good one. A standard way of looking at it, between 4 and 12 feet. The third item we must tackle today is business communication. This is another area we mess up with etiquette. The first one is keep your attitude positive. People can tell whether they feel received or rejected. Your attitude can be seen all over your face. Use magic words. Do you remember the magic words we learned when we were children? And I like the way Catherine is saying, no matter how many years you provide services, maintain boundaries. Penina says, thank you, sorry, please, excuse me. Let me tell you, there is so much business lost simply because you didn't tell someone thank you. Let me give you my personal rules. If a customer buys a product from you, always thank him or her twice. Thank you. And when they are leaving, thank you very much. Learn to say please, excuse me, sorry, thank you, pardon. Use those magic words. These are called magic words because they do magics. You can retain a customer simply because you said thank you. Thank you very much. Own up your mistakes. Don't defend them. We all make mistakes. Only hypocrites don't admit their mistakes. So when you realize you have made a mistake, don't be too defensive. You're just human. I tell you this, any customer can understand by simply saying, I am sorry. I am sorry. That's a very strong magic word. Be formal on phone. Be formal on phone. Yeah, if it's in the morning, say good morning. Afternoon, you can say good afternoon. Otherwise, just say hello. Yeah, this is Jared Opiata speaking. I love the way when he has written, this is my best. Good morning, how can I help you? That for me is just the best way of receiving a phone call. Etiquette makes people lose business. Business etiquette, business ethics make people lose more business than the hard skills. So the right way is, good morning, I'm Mary Mwangi. This is Mary Primary School. How can I help you? Now, next, return calls. Always return calls. You feel respected and honored. A lot of people fake how busy they are. I tell you this, you can be busy, but you have time for who you respect. You have time for who you respect. And if you can't respect your customers, then who do you respect? Always return calls. Be formal on email. Who can explain what I mean by that? Be formal on email. First of all, never write in shorthand. 2, make sure you proofread your email. If you didn't go to a good high school, I need to remind you, I is always written in capital letters. Start a sentence in capital letters. Learn how to start an email and how to conclude. Now here is the deal. Whenever you use first name, you can mention Jacob. Whenever you use last name, make sure you use their title. And that's what Robert Miner is explaining. So if you're going to use the surname, you have to use their title, whether it's a Mr., a Doc, a Prof. And don't use shorthand. You know the languages that we are using these days on WhatsApps and social media. Avoid shorthands when you're writing emails. Don't use that language on email, please. Please leave that to your sweetheart. Don't use it on formal letters. I receive messages in my inbox, hundreds every day. Let me tell you, in case you have ever written to me and I never replied to your inbox, let me tell you a simple thing. Every time somebody writes to me 3 paragraphs, I don't even bother to read. I don't even bother. But if somebody writes to me 2 sentences, I read. Some people write to me a whole booklet, others a whole letter. Seriously, I have hundreds of messages that come in my inbox. So I'm telling you the truth, if you're making a case, go straight to the point. If you may remember, when you are taught how to do formal letters, you are taught to be brief. Don't try to introduce the details. Just set enough information to book for a meeting. Warning, never read people's SMSs and emails. You can do that with your husband and your children. In business, there are some people, a guy comes, he's a customer or he's a colleague, and you find somebody is trying to read their email. They're on their laptop trying to read their email. or they are trying to read their SMS, for heaven's sake, that is lack of etiquette. It's lack of ethics. And even if they go to the washroom, don't pick somebody's phone. Don't even touch it. Now, number 4, business visits. Can I ask you a question? Are there at times you visit other businesses? You go to a bank, or you're going to a lawyer, you're going to a government office, you're looking for a tender. It could be a county government, the national government, or you're going to a supplier's place. Are there times you are forced to leave your office or your business premises and you're going to another business premise? The truth is, you will from time to time have to visit other offices. You're looking for a business and you need this guy to be your customer, and Ruth Mweni has summarized it. Yes, like now I'm doing that, going for a visit. Every serious entrepreneur goes for business visits. Every serious entrepreneur. Now, please, let me share with you something here. Maybe you are going to a business, to a government office to look for a tender. You're going to a company like KCB to look for a tender. Or you're going to a place where they're supplying you with some materials. Whenever you go to visit another office, allow me to share with you some etiquette that can make or break the relationship. Number 1, be on time for business appointments. Number 2, introduce yourself. Don't assume people know you. It doesn't matter whether you're a public figure. It's arrogant to go and tell people, see, you know me. I think everybody here knows me. Who told you that? Don't loiter around somebody's reception. When you reach somebody's reception, for heaven's sake, sit down. Sit down. Stop jittering around and loitering around. It's mannerless. Sit where you are advised. There are people who are so mannerless, they end up sitting on the boss's side. Even in a boardroom, sit where you are advised. Don't tell yourself where to sit down. Avoid gossiping. Don't start discussing about Lillian and Governor Mutua. When you get in somebody's office, stick to the agenda that took you there. Grab the newspaper or a magazine. That's where they are kept at the reception. Avoid gossiping. Avoid politics and religion. I tell you, the 2 things that put people off is when you get in an office in the reception and you start engaging the receptionist or the secretary on politics or religion. You don't know their political persuasion and you don't know their religious affiliation. You may be burning to preach the gospel, but that's not what took you there. Names and titles matter. I'll tell you this. There are some places you go, if you forget people's titles, that's the end of the business. It is very common in Africa. If you go to a university and you don't refer the professors by their titles, they take it as an insult. They assume everybody knows them. If you don't address MPs by their titles, if you don't address pastors by their titles, especially for groups, medical doctors, university professors, MPs, and pastors, the clergy. And the clergy, you must get to know the right title. Is this person you're dealing with a reverend or a bishop or canon? Be sure you know that title before you address them. Get to know the name of the person you're meeting as much as practically possible. Address people by their names and their titles. Turn off your phone during meetings.